What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another amazing and interesting video. And from the title you have read, in today's video I'm going to show you the E6 B6 guide. It's a very powerful weapon and very rare. It's not played that often, but it's just very strong. It's also known as the English defense. So without further ado, let's go. But yeah guys, before starting, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, subscribe it right now for more awesome content and like this video. And do comment down below what type of video you all want. Let's start. So basically E6 B6 is E6 and B6. And you can play this like opening like literally like against anything. Like if they go knight f3, g3, you can just play it. Because you have some main concepts. It's not that structural opening that if they play something we respond to this. We have just like some moves that we have to play. E6, B6, then bishop, then this. So like E6, B6 is a very good course for beginners and all because they don't have to learn moves for all the different response or fight. So let's start. So let's say I just plays d4. Literally you can play this against anything, so just don't care. d4, we go with e6, c4, b6. And this is the most popular variation which white plays, like putting all the pawns, just all the pawns. In this position, we're gonna go bishop e7. Guys, one thing is there that in this opening, there's one thing which is completely opposite of other openings. In most of the openings, it is said that develop your knights first because you know where a knight's gonna go on knight c6 and knight f6. Your bishop can go anywhere, but in this opening, it's different. You know where your bishop's gonna go, but not the knights. That's a trick. And sometimes this knight on b8, literally like the starting 20 moves isn't developed. You get such an ultimate position, such a dominating position that in our mind we just don't get an idea that we should just develop the knight. We should just go for the attack. And this knight most of the time goes to e7. Yes, not to f6, goes to e7, and sometimes to f6. That is quite surprising. So in this position, if your opponent gets crazy and goes f4, like full 4 pawn structure, you can just take the pawn, 3 pawn. So we have covered like the 4 pawns. Just do it. So in this position, basically we are attacking the pawn. So they're gonna defend with the knight. There are a lot of defense. Let's say they defend with the knight on c2. Now we're just gonna go with bishop to b4. So most of the time this bishop goes on b4, and there you see the bishops develop first. The idea is that we are pinning the knight, so if someone goes bishop d2, we can just take this pawn. We don't have to just take the knight. Uh, like, no, I'm sorry. I just hung a piece. Like, if they now don't do anything, then we can take. If they go here, then you can just chop, and then take. And I was telling that like they something like this, then you can take. So let's say in this position they go bishop d3, which is the most popular move and most logical move to defend the pawn. And here we're gonna go f5. This is a very important move. Whenever they push the e pawn on e4, like most of the times they will, but in some variations, let's say z4, c4, not e4, then maybe we can just not really include this pawn. But f5 is the most important move of this whole opening. The idea is if they push or take, we have bishop takes g2. Black is completely winning. I think it's hang. What? Yes, look at that. Black is completely winning. But it looks like it's not that, stable because white has some counterplay with queen to h5. And this is not looking good. Black has 3 moves. g6, king to e7 and king to f8. There's only one move which survives, that is king to f8. If you play king to f8, you have literally won the game. And if you play any of those moves, you are gone. You are simply gone. Like if you play g6, it's like +7. Look at that, +7. You just get chopped away. I mean, if you like try to even take the rook, the incredible move g6, you have a literally new queen. What do you want? You have a new queen on the board. So what do you have to do? Queen h5, just go king f8. There's literally no problem. Now let's say they go knight h3. Well, we're gonna go knight f6. So we're not gonna go greedy. First we're gonna attack the queen. The queen goes back. Now we are full rook up. They take the pawn. We just go develop. Knight d6 attacking the d4 pawn. If they take, then we just take it. And this is a completely winning position. I mean, white has nothing. White has literally nothing. We're attacking the knight. Attacking this pawn with 2 pieces. This bishop is just monster. Rook e8 is coming. If bishop takes e3, I mean, there's just... This position is just over. In the opening only, it's -9. So, yeah. So, capturing the pawn is just very bad. Like, literally very bad. One thing to notice, if in this position they play something like knight f3, then we can just take the pawn and it's a pawn fork. Because this knight is just... So this bishop has a very good purpose. In this opening, most of the pieces are developed for some purpose. Like in most of the openings, we just develop pieces for the sake of develop. Yeah, so now let's go to another variation. What if they play f3? Looks a very tempting move because now it's defended with the very permanent defense. Now we're going to knight e7. Again, we are going knight e7, not knight f6, so that we can go f5. Let's say they go bishop e3. We castle, knight to e2, and now we just break it up with f5. We take with the knight, bishop goes back, and we go. See, in this position, you have literally so many breaks. You have d5, c5. Guys, in this e6, b6, the English defense, you have like 5-6 moves, like 5-6 principles that you need to do. See, this knight, it's so many moves that this knight is not enough. The first is bishop b7, like e6, b6 of course there. Bishop to b7, bishop to b4, most of the time knight e7, f5. The first very important, d5, c5. And most of the middle games, this idea comes very rook to f6, rook to g6, queen to d5 mate. This is a very popular idea in the English defense e6, b6. So after bishop f2, we're gonna go c5, breaking it all. Take, we take with the bishop, we take. It looks like this structure is not good because our c and a pawn are like, you know, just break apart. But no, this is an excellent position. And look at the advantage. Like in the start of the game, white had literally 3 pawns and we had none. And now we have 2 pawns controlling every square literally of the center, and white has nothing. This is a miserable position for white. Now let's take the queen c2, trying to, you know, castle queen side, and here we go for the attack. t4. Knight to e4. Now just go jump up with knight e3. d3 is also a move, but you know, knight e3 is a very strong move. Looks up broad pressure, but e3 is a completely fine move. Instead, we have one thing. You know why it's not effective? Because we have the queen to b3. Check and bishop's attack. Luckily, you have bishop d5, your game is saved, but I mean, it's a better move could also be queen to d5, which is also fine. Guys, remember, most of the times when you go f5, your king gets exposed and gets a bit weak. So white might try to go g4, but there's nothing because we have strong attack. But the thing is, most of the times white plays this move, queen b3, and we lose the bishop. This is a very, you know, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. So king to h8 could be a very useful move. Like when you're not getting moves, you have to like waste a move. You can just play king h8 to go out of that. So after knight e4, and then after knight e4 we play knight to e3, queen to b3. Look at that. What? We have bishop d5 supported with the queen and the knight. Now they go queen d3. We have this move c4, and now there's a trick. If white takes the pawn, we have the family fork and the queen's pawn. And if they go queen to d2, we have one of the most insane tactics of all times. Bishop takes e4. What? What is that? What does that do? So, just look what happens. So we take. We have one of the most insane sacrifices of all times. Queen takes h4. What? King can't move. If rook takes h4, then Then you have this move. Rook takes f1 and it's mate. It's literally mate. Sack the queen and mate. That is just very professional. The only move to save the mate is g3, where you can just take the rook, and I mean, it's just, I mean, white is just completely losing their rubber. So I mean, yeah, look at that. c5, d5, f5. Like, these all breaks are very important in this. Yeah, I mean, you just have to attack with a full aggression and just in the game. I mean, that's a very nice tactic to take. You can just use that tactic. So now let's look at another variation. We go to the start, and you might say it's not necessary. White plays knight c3. What happens most of the times the move d5. They try to think we can block their bishop because bishop is very important. So what they think is this, your bishop stop. Of course, we're not gonna do that. This position, there are many moves for black. I mean, there's knight f6, knight e7 is there with f the idea. But anyways, we have a lot of moves. We're gonna go with bishop e4, which I recommend. It's a good move. Defend again, not getting the bishop. So now let's go knight c3. We can go knight f6. And if they take, we have a lot of options. We can either take the pawn with the f pawn. We can also take the e4 pawn, which is also reasonable, or we can castle. Generally, I say take with the f pawn. The idea is, did you notice something? Why did we play the f5? Yes, to distract the pawn, but also to open the rook. And now our rook is automatically open. And the bonus point is, if ever the queen comes on b3, this pawn blocks it. So this is a very good line for black. Now let's go f3. f3 with a permanent defense for e4 pawn. We castle. They go knight f3, trying to develop the knight out. Now we just break apart with d5. See, sometimes we have c5, sometimes we have d5. I mean, f5, d5, c5 is the main important thing. Takes, takes, takes. Knight takes d5. Second take, spins. And I mean, yeah, this is just a crushing position for black. This is completely winning. Look at this. We're not even a pawn up, but it's +3. You know why? Look at this knights in pressure. We have rook e8 coming. We have queen h4. This bishop is just dangerous. Knight c6. I mean, you can just this is game over. Let's say they go here. We have rook e8. We have queen h4. That's a deadly move. If they play this, this is game over. This is basically game over for white. This is completely out of the mind. This is crushing. This is just over. So yeah, I mean, e6, b6 is just an unbelievable weapon for you. So now let's end this amazing video. But wait, you might say, wait, we did not discuss every variation. What if they don't go e4? Just go there. See, I'm just telling you some ideas, some principles which you can apply. What are the principles? Bishop b7, bishop b4, knight e7. See, if they don't go e4, you can bravely go knight f6. And there's no point to attack. And then they can't go e4 because it's just unattacked. And if they go knight c3 to go e4, you have bishop b7. And they have just no way to go e4. So if they don't go e4, don't go knight e7, the idea of f5. f5 means to just break apart that pawn. So if they don't go e4, go knight f6. What if they do this? What if they do this? And just play like something like this. Again, you just need to go d5, c5, f5 again, because the pawn's there. What if they do this? Again, the same thing. They attack this, they defend. See, again, the e pawn is there, we go with f5. Now we have another break. d5, c5. You can also plan, like, if you like trying to cast the queen side, which is a bit rare, f6 and g5. That's another break. The point is to take, and the bishop takes. That's the queen's on there. I mean, queen of d7 and all. Then this line is open, and that's the king is castle here, so it's opposite castling. And we have an open line, and we can attack with our rooks and queen. That's a dynamic play. So basically, I'm not just telling you all the whole lines, or this video will be just never ending. There are some principles which you just need to know. What are the principles? Again, I'm repeating. Bishop to b7, bishop to b4, Knight e7, knight f6. Most of the time knight e7, f5, the most important. d5, another important, and then c5. If you accomplish all this, you're gonna win the game. You just win the game. And this e6, b6, the English defense, is a win percentage of almost like 60-70%. White most of the times is a win or draws. This is crazy. Black just goes full insane. And this is a very good line for tournaments. I mean, most of the players are just not prepared for this e6 b6. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you liked today's video and this amazing, powerful course guide, e6 b6 dynamite. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and keep watching Incredible Chess.